I'm really curious to hear what you think about Sora. They've hit some insane app downloads and then some insane watch hours. I mean, one creator alone, one of the Paul brothers, had 6,500 Sora videos posted with him and got 1 billion views. How are these views going to be just as valuable as original content? People seem to not care as much as everybody would have thought.
That's an interesting part of the hype too, because the other part of this too is what's going to happen when, I mean, the lawsuits are already mounting, right? Like quickly, and they're in the multiple billions of dollars range already against OpenAI for just, and OpenAI has thumbed their nose to them and said, we don't really care. So it's like at some point that reckoning has to happen. They've thrown copyright out the window.
It might sound like nails on a chalkboard too, but I actually listened to Sam Altman's podcast on Friday where he was with the head of Sora and they were talking about what they're doing, and they didn't talk about the issues at all. They just said when they talk to creators that try to get them to take their stuff down, they actually end up converting to Sora and really liking it. I do think that right now the initial
I think that's I think that's a pile of crap, but
I do too. I think that I think that most people are not going to want to be on here, but just like social media, how it took the legacy actors a while to get onto social media, I do think you will start to see a new generation of creators that learn how to monetize this. I think it's like the TikTok boom again. I do think that this will be a monetizable avenue, that eyeballs are the most valuable currency. And the fact that Sora beat ChatGPT and is arguably just as monetizable with ad spending, I think that Meta could do really well in this space. I think I think Meta could beat Sora and they could monetize it better. So if Meta wanted to really get on the radar, I think that they could do something better in that range. I refuse to download Sora and use it. That may just be my generation or just me. I refuse to, just because like I already have to like force myself not to scroll enough, that scrolling to AI just sounds ridiculous. It sounds like something that my father would not have raised me to do.
And that's, but we're actually seeing an interesting pullback though, because actually social media across the board is seeing a pullback. I wish I should have kept those numbers, but I was watching something that says that we're seeing that the social media peaked in 2022, like the tail end of the pandemic. And since then it's been almost a 20% pullback across the board on social media. Now it's still there. And that's part of the reason why but Sora is literally the definition of AI slop. And everybody's actually finding, that, yeah, I mean, because he's Jake Paul, right? Like, okay, anything Jake Paul is going to say is going to like do that. But this is literally the definition of AI slop and mindless drivel. Like it just literally is.
Yeah, no, I agree. But we also did think TikTok was just a dancing platform, and now it's become one of the most weaponized social, like it's become a weapon of politics.
I get it, but you really think Disney's going to stand by and let them continue to use all their copyrighted material?
I don't know. I don't know, but I think that the numbers are hard to argue against. That it's valuable.
Yeah, you can say that all you want, but if it's illegal, it's going to get shut down.